Everyone, greetings. Thanks for being with us. Let's sing one soft, sweet nigun, and we'll get right into it. Dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da do da 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 ay 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 da la 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 dee da da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee. Bam 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 bim bam bim bam 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 bim bam bim. Da di da mai da da do do oi da do di da 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 oi da 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 oi 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 da 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 my da 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 I do 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 da da dee dum I do da 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 I oh yo yo da 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 dee da dee da 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 my ay da 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 oh hey da 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 my ay da dee da 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 ay da dee da 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 ay oh da dee da my da da mayam da 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 dam oh oh no da 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 mayam dum I dum da 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 dum I dum da da mayam da da dum oi 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 oh hi everyone. Well, thank you so much for being with us again. What a zchut to keep on learning together. I want to dedicate tonight's shir for the continued refuah shlema of Reb Chaim Menachem ben Leah. Reb Chaim Kramer needs a lot more koyach. He should receive all the koyach in the world and be healthy as soon as possible. And all the cholim, wherever they are. I have to end a little bit earlier tonight than usual. I apologize, but there's definitely something very specific that I want to get to. So I hope you bear with me, and I hope I don't make anybody too nervous, but there's very little of a filter on these days. The filter is really almost non-existent, in a good way, don't worry. I think I still have my friends, but especially after a week like, Yom HaZikaron and then Yom HaAtzmaut, You can't, and the era that we're living in, you can't really go to a place of, okay, Parsha Shir, let's find the Gishmak Rishon and Achron. I mean, you could, but I don't think you'd be showing up to this year if that's where we were right now. Because we believe very strongly that when the Alter Rebbe says you have to live with the times, you have to live exactly with what you're learning in the Parsha, and how that's actually what's happening in the world. And if we celebrated last week, and not celebrated, if we commemorated last week and this week the Kedoshim, the 6 million, and the Chayalim HaKadoshim, that means that Kedusha, we have to deepen our understanding of what it means to become holy today. Holy is a word we use, especially our Chevra, we use pretty loosely. Holy brother, holy sister, the holy, right? But it's going somewhere. And tonight I want to read you a letter that I received a few days ago. Been getting the most incredible, I just want to publish the letters I've been receiving. I'll take off everyone's names, don't worry, if you're getting nervous now. I won't have one name out there, but the content, the conversations that I'm privileged to have with so many of you is what I believe the Tarsh Baal Peh of today. It's Mamish, the Rishonim and Achronim of today. I read a few letters in the last few weeks in different shirim. And tonight we're definitely going to read something that I already warned the person. I don't know. The truth is I'm not even sure who they are. But the letter they wrote me left me preparing this shir for you. So we want to understand Bichlal. What are the guidelines? We don't understand them at all. They keep on changing by the minute. None of us are really clear as to what's mutar, what's asur. But we have the Torah. Well, let's go to the Torah for a second to try to get the most clearest guidelines. Wouldn't that be good? Just to get clear guidelines from the Torah Kedosha. And we know that the Torah Kedosha wants us to be together. And yet, right now, the same Torah wants us not to be together. And one of the reasons can be perhaps that it wants us to miss being together. It wants us to feel a longing. It wants us to have a ratzon, a deeper ratzon, to be together again. That's sometimes how we view, when there's a chesaron in life, we view it that right now the Ribono Shel Olam wants you to want what he took away from you just a bit more. Kind of like the way the Berditchever explains Churban Bayit Rishon and Sheni. And he says this, I think it's in Shabbos Chazon, it's a famous Torah from the Berditchever, how Rabbi Levi Yitzchak says that on Shabbos Chazon, every year, the Ribono Shel Olam shows us a vision of the Beis HaMikdash. He shows us a vision of what it can be. But he doesn't give us that vision right away. He just says, take a deep look at this and tell me how bad you want it. So, at the risk of sounding very redundant and at the risk of sounding very non-politically correct, which is really okay. The question that I want to build the whole shir on tonight is understanding from a very holy place our desire to want to be back together again and daven together again. And we're going to see a lot of sides to this. So I've been having so many conversations, Dafka, about this topic, about different people's opinions regarding why do you want to go back to Shul? And some people say, look, I'm a minyan man. Whose song was that? Lenny Solomon. Won't you stay with us for Shabbos, minyan man? Right. So some of us are just comes out sometimes. So some of us are, it's our Yiddishkeit. I mean, it's almost like taking away tefillin from us, for men, or telling a woman, listen, you're not lighting Shabbos candles. That's what minyan is for some people, but minyan has to be something much stronger. Being together has to be something much stronger. Being together has to be something kadosh. And it doesn't just happen because 10 people gather together. We need to understand again what the purpose of coming together is all about. But what's the danger amongst people that don't want to go back to Shul? There's also a very, very big danger in there as well. And I want to read for you this letter that I received. And it explained to me, it definitely made me feel pretty guilty, but in a good way, because at least it brought Talmud Torah out of this. Listen to this letter. Shalom, Rabbi. I just finished listening to your shir on Parashat Tazria. You spoke about something that brings up some guilt in me. This time of Corona has been difficult and elevating. Every time I speak to Hashem, I feel like I don't want it to end. I feel like I don't want to go back to what life was like before. I feel guilty because in some ways, I pray that this situation will never end. Chalila, I don't want anyone to be sick and lo aleinu, to die, but I'm just loving my time alone with Hashem. I'm afraid that if we go back to normal, I won't have as much time with Hashem anymore, or I won't choose to take the time to talk with him. I don't know if it's okay to feel this way, but this is how I feel. Your class allowed me to feel a little bit better about my guilt. Though I'm still struggling with the thought of it, is if it's the right feeling to have. So what's the question? You hear the question, right? Is it the right feeling? Is basically enjoying the badad, enjoying being alone, is that the right thing to have or not? What does the Torah really want of me? The Torah wants me ubotid bakun to be close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us very clear instructions as to how to be close to him. And one of the key things is always lekadesh et atzmeinu, to sanctify ourselves, to be holy. 10 years ago, I think it was 10 years ago, on Moshav Modi'im, a dear friend of ours passed away. A very sweet man. His name was Shmuel Silver. He was the husband of Nechama Silver. She should live and be well, Nechamale, and her children and grandchildren. Shmuel was a good friend of ours. Shmuel was the first person that he called me. I was living in a dorm in Ramat Gan, and he called me and asked me to come to the Moshav for Shabbos when I was 17. It was just a very simple and sweet Yid. And you couldn't say about him in his Pedim that he changed. It would sound weird if you said, he changed the world. He was the most talented in this, although he was a very talented photographer and he had a lot of other talents. But it wasn't one of those funerals that you expected to go to and be like, they're going to say some Hespedim here that are going to be just off the hook and people are going to talk about these Hespedim forever. But two things were said about him at that Hesped, which Baruch Hashem I never forgot. One was said about from his wife. Nechama said, and this I want to explain in our context, because this is the context of Hashem telling us Kedoshim to you. Listen to this. Nechama got up at the funeral and said one thing. I remember this. She said, it was right outside the Beit Knesset in the Moshav. She said, I want every person here to know, Shmuel never ever disrespected me his whole life. That's all she said. What a hesped. And then, right afterwards, Shalom Schwartz, our dear friend Schwartzy from the Moshav, got up. And he said, I want everyone here to know that Shmuel took Kedusha, meaning the Kedusha in Shmona Esrei, very, very, very seriously. He was very makpid and minyan, because to him, V'nikdashti betoch b'nei Yisrael was a real thing. Zot omeret. It's not that he was makpid to go to minyan because that's what from Jews do. It's that he understood why we have to go to minyan, and therefore it was so important to him to become sanctified amongst the minyan of Yehudim while being together. Those were the only two things that I remember hearing at that Levaya. And for me, when a wife says, I want everyone here to know that my husband never disrespected me, that's not Kadosh. That's Kodesh Kodashim. If a wife can say that at her husband's funeral, that's Kodesh Kodashim. That's not just Kedusha. That's not just Kedoshim to you. That's like Kohanim Gedolim to you, right? We're talking big leagues. Alavai and all of us, Ad Meh Ve'esrim, that our spouse should say about us, they never disrespected us. Wow. That's Aleph. But Beis, what Schwartzy said, what Shalom said, struck a chord in me. It woke something up in me. Because when I was growing up, in the yeshivas that we just had around us, there was always an inyan to make sure that a disciplined person gets up on time and goes to minyan. Why? Oh, who cares? That's not part of the curriculum. You just have to make sure you go to minyan. But we are already full in an era, full on in an era, where it's not just our kids need more, you and I need more than that. It's not enough to tell my child. I mean, we have 4 daughters, so it's a little bit less, in Inyan, but I'm sure with my friends and their children and their sons, I have these conversations all the time regarding minyanim. It's not enough to tell them, listen, this is in person, he gets up for minyan, that's what a Jew does. That's what he does. What does it mean to be sanctified? What does it mean that when you are present in Shul and you're part of a 10, you actually form the possibility for something called Kaddish and Kedusha to take place? So when you want so badly to daven with the minyan again, why do you want to daven so badly with the minyan again? It's a beautiful thing to want. It's essential. It's how we've always been. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to get back to it soon. The question is, we have to ask ourselves, why do we want to go back to Shul so badly? Those of us that want. And those of us that don't want, we got to be careful with that as well. Because it can get really, really comfortable once it starts flowing. Once your Shmona Esrei are like, every Shachris is like a 3.5-hour Musaf Yom Kippur, it's very, very hard to go back afterwards. It's not so pashut. Like a friend of mine was telling, the chavus of mine was telling me today, it's Mesirus Nefesh to go to a minyan. But that's why you should go to a minyan, because it's Mesirus Nefesh, right? Coming from where you're coming from. So I want to learn all of what we said right now in one paragraph to understand the context of the question, because my dream for us is to go back to Shul like Anshe Kodesh. My dream for us is to go back to Shul like Giborim. My dream for us is to go back to Shul and to understand why we want to go back to Shul and why the Ribbono Shalom wants us back together. This paragraph that you see in front of you is one paragraph from a much, much longer piece from a tzaddik that's alive today in Beit Shemesh, from Rav Kluger, if you've heard of Rav Avram Tzvi Kluger, who we've had the privilege to go and be with. His Sfarim are incredible. A sefer I recommend each and every one of you to get. Those of you that don't learn in Hebrew yet. And even if you learn in Hebrew, I know this is backwards, but just to give you a glimpse of what this looks like, the Sefer 1. This Sefer of Rav Kluger, all about Isbodedus, is probably the gold of today. 1. If you want it, let me know. We'll make sure that we'll figure out a way to make sure you have it. It's incredible. We've been learning his Torahs for a few years in our base Midrash in Efrat. And my Rebbe of Weinberg has been learning his Torahs for years. Judah Michel is one of his closest Talmidim. This is the big leagues. It's the real deal. So Rav Kluger, what he does is that he takes a very, very big concept and he's going to try to give it to us in a nutshell. He's going to try to answer to us, why should we want to go back and be together in Shul again? Why, bichlal, in the first place, did Hashem have a concept of that Jews should daven together? Now look at this. That's what he looks like. That's actually when we went to go meet with him. I think I see my elbow in that picture. I'm kidding. Okay. So it says like this. התורה הקדושה פתחה בפרשתן, דבר אל כל עדת בני ישראל, קדושים תהיו. Parshas Kedoshim, we have two Parshas this Shabbos. Parshas Kedoshim opens up by saying, speak to the whole congregation of Bnei Israel, telling them what? Kedoshim tiyu, be holy. We haven't even described what being holy means. It's just a tzivui. Uberashi hevi mamar chazal, Rashi brings the famous chazal, that everyone then expounds on, where he says, Melamed shene'emra parasha zo behakel. The reason why the Torah told us, Daber el kol adad bnei Yisrael, the context of this teaching was given over when everyone was together, mipnei sherov gufei Torah tluyin ba. Because most bodies, this is just the pshat of it, because most bodies of Torah are dependent on it. Let me ask you, what does that mean? Bodies of Torah are dependent on it. What does that mean? So usually the way we understand it is that most halachot that have to do with kedusha in tahara are here, and therefore everyone had to hear it together. But what he does now is he takes a famous Rambam, and he takes a famous Rambam that's quoted by the Morav HaShemesh. The Morav HaShemesh, it was Reb Clonimus Kalman from Krakow, the great grandfather of Reb Clonimus Kalman Shapira, the Ish Kodesh. The Morav HaShemesh in his Sefer speaks about the following concept. Katvu al ken basfarim hakadoshim she'omek ha'inyan shehaya nitzrach hakel leparshas kedoshim. What's the deeper reason behind this fact that Parshas Kedoshim, that Hashem telling us to be holy, had to be said, everyone together? Ki inyanei kedusha tzrichim koach haklal. When it comes to matters of holiness, you need the koach of the klal, of the tzibur. What do you mean? That I can't become holy if I'm alone? Are you kidding me? I'm davening in my office. I'm flying. You want to tell me that's not holiness? I'm davening alone. And I'm davening 5 hours longer than I daven in shul. No one is bothering me. No one's talking to me. No one's cell phone is going off. No one next to me is looking at his cell phone. No one's kvetching about the air conditioning. No one is speeding me. You want to tell me that inyanei kedusha tzrichim koach haklal? That only when I'm with the klal, I can become holy? Now look what he says. She'af im omnam yuchal hayachid lehasig et inyanei sur mira shebakdusha. It's true, the individual can reach the levels of kedusha that pertain to sur mira, that means to refrain from evil. Ach lahasaga bivchinat aseh tov shebakdusha leze tzrichim kahal Yisrael. This is beautiful. Every mitzvah has sur mera va'aseh tov. And every mitzvah is built differently. So it's true, and he bases this on the Rambam, that the Rambam says, let me just say, I had this written down somewhere. The Rambam says in Hilchos Deos, that if a Jew lives in a certain place where he's surrounded by people that are bad influences on him, he should run away. He should absolutely run away from where he is, and he needs to go to a place in a country that it's just it's clean, and there's people with good manners. That's where a person should settle. And if he doesn't find, and the Rambam says, and if a person can't find anywhere where that's shayach, meaning he just can't find a community where he feels that people come to shul because they want to cry to Hashem. So the Rambam says, you don't find a place that's going good for you. The Rambam says, not Reb Nachman. The Rambam is saying, צריך להתבודד במדברות וביערות. Go and be alone in the deserts and in the forests, כדי שיברח מדעות רעות ומאנשי רשע. והאמת הוא שכן צריך האדם לברוח ליערות ולפרוש עצמו מן המון עם כדי שינצל. The Rambam says this is an amazing thing. He says there are people, the Rambam's not just speaking theoretically. The Rambam was so practical. He's saying the closer you get to Mashiach, the more the big neshamas, they're going to feel very lonely. Gewalt, are they going to feel lonely? They're going to feel that there's nowhere, there's no space for them to be part of a larger group that's drawing them to feel Kedusha. Pashut me'od. So what ends up happening most of the time is that you don't want to be a martyr and you don't want to be perceived as someone that's a judge. So you'll just go with the flow because it's better to be part of a klal than alone. Rambam says, no, it's not. If the klal that you're part of does not lead you at all to better your midot, go run to the forest, the Rambam says. So the Marav Hashemesh says, and he continues afterwards, after this whole piece, and that's what Rav Kluger was basing it on. He's saying to run to the forest, to be alone, that's all the sur merah, and it's true. You could attain holiness of being alone, but only on the sur merah aspect. But on the aseh tov, on the doing something good, in the world of binyan, you cannot do that alone. The only one who's holy alone is the Ribono Shel Olam. The Morav Hashemesh says, man was not destined to become holy alone. Lo tov adam heyot levado. The concept of Kedusha pertaining to the individual was, again, regarding Sur Mirah, I can't find myself anywhere. Yeah, that the Rambam's telling you, go do your own thing until you find the place that's good for you, until you find the place that's inspiring, until you find the place that you are inspiring. But that's just half the gig. Why do you want to go back to Shul? Why are you burning to daven again with the minyan? Because we've all been right now confined on a level of sur merah, but va'aseh tov is burning inside of us. We can't say Kedusha, and we can't really say Kaddish alone. We can't fulfill the mitzvah of Kedoshim teyu v'yitkadishtem v'yitem Kedoshim. That can only be done with the klal. The Rambam says, the Morav Hashemesh says, Rav Kluger says, Rashi says, Melamed sherov gufei Torah tluim ba. This is what Rashi is telling us, why the Torah had to tell us that this parsha of Kedoshim had to be said to everyone together, so that God forbid, no one should hear on their own the mitzvah of being holy and say, you know, I could probably actually be much easier for me to do this on my own. It'd be much easier for me to figure out this mitzvah of Kedoshim to you on my own. And it's so true. It's the, Yaakov's asking, it's a Rambam, it's in Hilchos Deos. I'll find the exact makor for you. I once was talking to a very big Rav, a Kabbalist, if you will. And he said to me, he's not sure if it's his Yetzer Hara or Yetzer Tov that always wants to daven b'yechidus. But he came to a conclusion after quite some time that it's his Yetzer Hara. It's his Yetzer Hara that wants to daven b'yechidus, because it really is a tricky thing. Let's face it. When no one's bothering me, and I'm someone who enjoys the conversation with the Ribono Shel Olam, why would I be chalishing to go back to a 22-minute shachris? Why would I be chalishing to go back to a minyan where I know I'm going to have to work on not judging people, right? Why would I want to do that? I don't want to be busy with preventing myself from judging people when I go to a shul. I want to be in the moment. I want to be in it. So, Kedoshim Tiyu is basically the way that Hashem tells us, go back to Shul together when you've figured out how to be Kedoshim together. Until then, you might as well go to the mountains and go to the forests. If you're midot, if you are praying that the chazan doesn't speed half the time you're there, or if you're just davening that the person next to you doesn't whip out his phone during shul, the Rambam is saying, stay in the forest, stay in the mountains, stay in the yarot. This is not our chidush. But just realize something. That's only half of the thing. That's only half of the mitzvah of kedoshim to you. That's sur meirah. What Rav Kook believed in, and what you and I believe in fully, is that we have to believe in Nishmat Am Yisrael. You and I have to believe, I shouldn't say what you have to do, I have to believe that every single one of us, deep down inside, in mamash, regardless of whatever external features are being portrayed, each person wants so badly to taste dvekus, dvekut b'Hashem. Each person wants it. And each person wants to take their time with it. You know, one time Reb Shlomo said, when someone comes and tells you that they don't believe in God, don't believe them. Just don't believe them. Because that's not a Jewish concept. It's really not even a human concept. But there are certain things, like someone, the conversation used to be, look, I'm just the kind of guy that needs to get in, needs to be done by 10. I need to have what's called minyan vatiktak. Have you heard of that? Not vatikin, but vatiktak. Tiktak means like this in Hebrew. Vatiktak. You know what? That could also work. I've seen minyanim vatiktak that are kodesh kodashim. They're fast, but they're so holy. And whoever's there is only busy doing one thing, davening. It's like in Ger. In the Chassidus of Ger, they daven very fast. What the concept of Kedoshim to you is not saying how slow can you daven. That's bichlal not the inyan. In Ger, they daven very fast. Why? Because they understand that kavanah is such a delicate thing, and we're barely on the level that we can have holy thoughts last longer than just a few seconds. So let's be fully in it. We'll run with it. It'll run with us. But we'll try to absorb as much as we can together. But when we're davening, that's all we're doing. According to the Ishbitzer, according to the Mei HaShiloach, Kedusha means that I'm aware of my place, of my space in the world. To be an Adam Kadosh means that you have the awareness of where you are. The problem with Egel HaZahav, the Ishbitzer says, what does it mean we weren't holy, we lost our Kedusha? Is that we thought we were still slaves in Egypt. A slave in Egypt may come up with an Egel HaZahav, but a free person, free to serve Hashem, doesn't do an Egel HaZahav. So the Ishbitzer says that a holy person is someone that masters the concept of time and space. Therefore, I'm dreaming a lot these days, and I'm dreaming for some serious leadership to bring down something that never existed before, to bring down wholly new guidelines. You want to talk about real guidelines? Guidelines as to help us be present and know where we are. Ezehu chacham hamakir et mekomo. In a shul, in a place that's the Ohel Moed, it's a place of Kedusha. The Ishbitzer also says, being Kadosh means you're fully present in the moment. And nothing else is going on other than what's in front of you right now. I think I shared with you the story that when the tzaddik, Reb Moshe of Kubrin, the father of the Slonim dynasty, when Reb Moshe Kubriner passed away, so Reb Mendel of Kotz came to be Menachem Avel by the Kubriner Chassidim. And I'm sure we said this story. And he came to the Kubrina Chassidim and he wanted to know something so holy about the Rebbe, about the Kubrina. He said, tell me something special about the Kubrina. And the Chassidim said, we don't have any miracle stories to tell you, any moftim to tell you, but we will tell you one thing about the Kubrina. Every person that he sat with felt that they were the only person in the world that existed at that moment. And when the Kubrina Rebbe celebrated a certain Chag, you were certain that this was his favorite Chag. And whenever he came to a certain Parsha, you were certain, based on the way that he spoke about the Parsha, that this was his favorite Parsha. This was the only Parsha that existed for him. Why? Because a holy person is one with what's in front of him. That's Kedusha. So when 10 people congregate together, in order for it to be Kedusha, and not just the ability to say Kaddish or Kedusha, Chazal have told us, Kol dare be'asare shchinta shayebe. That our halacha has told us that when 10 Yidden get together to talk to God, the Shechina is right there. If the Shechina is right there, I can't pull out my cell phone for any reason in the world if it's weekdays. And if it's Shabbos, I can't show up with a book to Shul. We need so much help remembering that when 10 Yidden get together, the Shechina dwells there. If I knew what was in my presence, I simply wouldn't be able to not be as focused as I know I can. The shaila is, how much do we want it? How much do we want it to be like that? And if we don't know how to be like that, like we said last week, the holiest thing we can do is to admit that maybe we just don't really know. We forgot how to be in the world of Kedusha and not pretend that we understand how. It's okay. It's the holiest thing in the world to say, Eini yodea, mitztaer ribono shel olam, 2000 shnot galut chilchelu bi, 2,000 years of being oppressed got to me. I made it back physically to Eretz Yisrael. But the Galut HaShechina is still something that's present by me. But Kedusha has another interpretation that I wanted to share with you. And I find this one to be incredible. And this is also based on the Meshilach. The Meshilach says, how do you know if you're busy doing something holy or not? He says that if whatever you're doing, you would love to do this forever, that is something that's holy. But if you want to just do this for the moment, but you kind of want it to end, maybe it's a nice thing what you're doing, but it's not Kedusha. If whatever you're doing with your whole heart and your whole soul, with so much joy, with infinite joy, with heavenly joy, you don't want it to end. You know how you know that benching your children on Shabbos is holy? Because do you ever go up to your child, put your hands on their head and be like, oh yeah, okay, this is nice, but let me get it over with because I really, really am hungry. Oy vey. You know, there are kids that experience that growing up. That when the hands went on the head, it was really, they peeked up and they saw the father seeing if everything was on the blech and everything's in the right place, if the Kiddush was ready on the table. Then you have kids that when they go like this and the hands are put on their head, they know that if it was up to them and up to their parents, and if there were no other children around, and if there was no inyan of having a Seudas Shabbos, these hands would stay on here forever. Children grow up like this. Children feel this. They feel more Kedusha with those hands on the head than you can probably feel in 100 years of learning. And these moments, these different types of moments are available to us all the time because Kadosh Baruch Hu, lefichach hirba lahem Torah u'mitzvot, he gave us so many mitzvahs Asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav. What does that mean? You made me holy through your mitzvah. So what does that mean on a deeper level? The Ribbono Shel Olam is saying there's a potential within every mitzvah to meet me. And when you meet me through the mitzvah, how do you know if it's kideshanu b'mitzvotav? If you don't want it to end. How often do we go to shul and don't want it to end? I would say, it's a big mitzvah in this generation that we don't want it to end, I think. And you can type it into the chat if you have an idea, an opinion. But I would say, and I see this I took a picture of my daughter the last minute of Sukkot. She was in such pain leaving the sukkah. Sukkot is so holy because everyone that I know just does not want it to end. Once we get into the sukkah, we can't wait for it to end. How is Pesach holy? Pesach is holy if I want to eat matzah forever. I know that sounds crazy. But if I know that I'm becoming sanctified by eating matzah, why would I want it to stop? But it's like this with everything. Think about it. How many times do we say the words, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav. You made me holy through your mitzvahs, or you gave me the opportunity to be holy through your mitzvahs. The shaila is, can I stay here forever? If it was up to me, and I wouldn't mess up the whole world schedule and my family schedule, could I stay in this moment forever? I bless each and every one of us to be in learning. Sometimes when you learn and you're in a shir and it's just on. You know what makes it a holy shir? If you forgot about the concept of time. You know what makes a meeting between people holy? If you felt that right now, this can continue for forever. But it's the most important really when it comes between parents and children and between spouses. Can this place that we're sharing last forever? Hashem is really giving us a big test with this quarantine, There's been a lot of forever moments that are happening for much, much longer. Why? Why do you think this is happening, Chavra? So I already told my shul earlier this week, why is this happening? Only I know, and I'm not telling anybody the real reason. But if I had to guess another reason as to why this whole thing is happening, if I want to live with the times, it's because maybe the Ribbono Shel Olam wants to see Lema'aseh, lema'aseh, lema'aseh. What for you is holy? What's considered kadosh for you? Where could you last forever? What mitzvah could you last forever? With which person can you choose to last forever? I know these are very, very high topics. I know these are very, very deep things. I will tell you, Chevra, I'm looking at the Chevra that are learning with us here tonight. And I don't know all of you, but I don't think I've met all of you, but I've seen the names now. It's already Baruch Hashem. There's a lot of people that we're learning a lot together. And you've helped create a space for so many other people to really want to be holy. That means that you want moments of dveikut to last. It doesn't scare you to stay in it for that much longer. Like my dear Chaver in New York, my brother, my Zisa Eretz Yisrael Yid, who's temporarily in Lawrence, Sam Schertz wrote in the chat, the concept of living in Eretz Yisrael. I don't know any, a Yid that's in Chutz La'aretz that says that is able to actually say that they could see themselves living in Chutz La'aretz forever. It's very, very hard for me to feel like we can daven in a minyan together. Because if a minyan is about establishing a quorum for Kedusha to reside, there's certain things it's too foreign. But to live in Eretz Yisrael, like you wrote, is there anyone in the world that doesn't want to live in Eretz Yisrael forever? We all want to live in Eretz Yisrael forever. Every minute that we have, we want it to be Eretz Yisrael forever. Those of us that are living here and those of us that aren't living here yet. All of us want it. But sometimes the Ribono Shel Olam wants us to bring Avira de Eretz Yisrael to other places. You know, a chayal, when they're guarding, you know who's a holy chayal? First of all of them. But what makes them so holy? Ezehu chacham hamakir et mekomo. They know where they're at. They know what they signed up for. They know what they're doing. I heard Rav Weinberger say earlier this week, maybe it was last week, it's very dangerous when someone's battling on the front lines and they're not quite sure why they're battling. So we have a battlefield, it's called the Shul. If we're not clear as to why we're battling there and what happens on the war ground there, it's very scary. It's very, very scary. But I know with all my heart and soul that the revolution has begun. It really has. The change has begun. We have entered into an era that people want to go back to Shul because they want to discover the point of Shul. They want to discover again. They're humble enough to realize that they forgot. And it's okay. It's not their fault. It's not our fault. We forgot a little bit. Kedoshim to you ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokeichem. Rashi, melamed shetorah zo behakel sherov gufei Torah tluim ba. Let's end off by going to the beginning now. What did Rashi say be'etzem? Rashi said to us, Kedoshim was said behakel, with all of us around, because rov gufei Torah, bodies of Torah, people that are walking around, that know that when I'm a Torah Yid, you're part of my body, I need you. I'm dependent on you. I might be a great piece of Kedusha on my own, but it's not really Kedusha unless you're a piece of Kedusha on your own as well. I saw the most beautiful story today. I saw the most beautiful, I gotta find it to you, I'm so sorry, but this is something that I saw today, which really puts everything we just said in context. Yes, it's right here. Thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This rarely happens that I actually find what I'm looking for. This is a Gevalt. This is amazing. It's brought down in the name of Reb Chatzkel of Kuzmir. Kuzmir was the grandfather of Mojitz, the Mojitz dynasty, Reb Chatzkel of Kuzmir. He met with Reb Chaim Meir Yechiel from Muglanitza. Now, those of us that were in the shir of the Rebbes you never heard of, who was this Chaim Meir Yechiel from Muglanitza? He was the grandson of the Kozhnitzer Magid. He's the great-grandfather of the Eish Kodesh. He was the one whose mother was Pearl, the woman that was pretty holy. Remember the woman that basically the Rebbe sent people to give her pidyons because she was so Kadosh Benora? So Reb Chatzkel Kuzmir and the Reb Chaim Meir Yechiel met. They were so connected to each other with so much love. So Reb Chatzkel turned to Reb Chaim Meir Yechiel and he says to him that they say in the name of Maharal of Prague, he says like this, Arba dargot shel shalom yesh ba'olam. There are 4 levels of peace in the world. Etzel anashim pshutim hashalom kshe'en merivim ze im ze. The lowest level, what's peace? When you and I aren't fighting, we have peace, like the peace treaty of Israel and Egypt, or Israel and Jordan, right? It's like right now we're not in war, so that's considered peace, right? That's one level. V'yesh od kshe'ochlim v'shotim yachdav v'alevavot mitkarvim. And then there's this concept of, I get to know you, I talk to you, we get closer to each other, we dine together, we get closer to each other. But then he says a Gevalt thing. He says the 3rd level is, Etzel Yirei Hashem hashalom kshe'ohavim ze leze. By those who fear God, is the 3rd level. The love is, peace is, when we love each other. So, what's the 4th? What's left? Chavra, open your heart. Kedoshim to you. Listen to this. Ve'ulam, ikar hashalom, ka'asher belo chavero, ha'adam hu kmo mechusar evar. The greatest level of peace between people is that when you're not existent in my life, it's like I'm missing a limb, mamish. Like I feel that I'm missing a limb. Dehainu, שרק ביחד עם חברו הוא דבר שלם, ובלעדיו הרי הוא חסר. The highest level of peace, the Kuzma is saying, is that I know that only when we're together is there something complete. And without you, as great as things can be in my life, and as holy and as long as my Shmona Esrei are when I'm davening b'yechidus, chaser. There's no asay tov. That's what's missing. Should we all be chalashing to go back to shul? 1,000,000%. But we should know why. Because the highest level of peace is that when I'm with my chevra, I know the asay tov, the shechina is right there. And when I'm not with my chevra, I feel like I'm missing a bone. Alavai and all of us chevra, to find what we're looking for, to not compromise, to not be worried as to how you'll be perceived if you need something more in your life. Can you imagine if Yitro was nervous about what people thought about him? Can you imagine if Avram Avinu was nervous, people would think about him, that he was searching for more? All of us, I know, we're searching for more. We're searching for more. Halavai, that search should lead us, all of us collectively, to be able, we've already been so much in the Sur Meirah, Hashem should bless us, grant us the Va'asei Tov of gathering together to build the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi with the Geula Shlema V'Amitis. B'mehera B'Ameinu Amen. Good Shabbos!
Yo 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 oh yo da 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 yo 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 oh yo da 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 yo yo oh yo da da ya 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 da 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 ya yo oh yo da 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 ya yo ya yo oh yo da 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 yo da yo oh yo da da ya 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 hadir ya 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 da 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 yo da 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 ya da da yo oh yo oh yo 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 oh yo 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 da oh yo 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 da 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 yo 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 da Ida